So I just want to go over why exactly I decided to get a Chevy Bolt and not a Tesla. A lot of you are probably, confused at the fact that anyone would buy something like a Chevy Bolt and not just put in a reservation for a Tesla. But really the main reason why I got the Bolt is this, all right? So I got all my tools, and that's pretty much all the tools I own. I could never in a million years see myself carrying this in a Tesla, because it's a luxury vehicle, and at the end of the day, I don't want a luxury vehicle right now. I want a practical hatchback. And the Chevy Bolt for me is just a great car. I love it. It's incredibly efficient. It costs nothing to drive. I put nearly 12,000 miles on it. It's been a little over 4 months. Yeah, I do a lot of driving, so that's why I got an electric vehicle in the first place. But, the main reason why I got the Bolt is because there's a lot of space. My girlfriend has a Ford C-Max, and that car, I'm actually going to be making a video on that car, because I think the Ford C-Max is incredibly underrated as a hybrid, because it's actually pretty powerful. 187 horsepower is pretty good for a hybrid that gets 45 miles to the gallon. But yeah, this is it's a great car. I love it. It has plenty of space and plenty of pickup too, even with all the weight that I have in the back. It gets up and goes fine, and I don't really drive like a maniac all that much, but I just absolutely love this car. It's just a wonderful little hatchback. I really wish that Chevy had made this all-wheel drive. I think that would be awesome, but that'll be maybe my next car. And I'm not a GM fan actually, so this is kind of a weird transition for me, because I've never owned a GM vehicle. I've owned multiple Fords, 2 Ford Explorers, 1 F-150, and an Escape. And I love Ford. I've always been a Ford fan, and I've never liked GM or Chevy. But GM came out with a really good electric vehicle, and that's why I'm driving one. If Ford had come out with a vehicle comparable to this, like the Focus Electric, please, that's a joke. It only goes 80 miles. I get really good range. I'm always getting over 200 miles, and with all the weight though, all the tools I'm carrying, it does affect my range, so I might only get well, no, if I'm doing mostly city driving, I will get over 240 miles. I can get 250 maybe, yeah, about 250 if I'm just doing nothing but in my general area. But if I'm doing nothing but highway driving, forget about it. No, with all this weight, I'll only get 200 miles. But I love this car. It's very capable, and yeah, like I said, I could never see myself loading up a Tesla with a bunch of tools. That's just ridiculous. I'm too young to own a luxury vehicle. I personally think. I'm probably too young to own this. This is not a cheap car. It's very expensive. Payments are no joke. But I do a lot of driving, so that's why I did it long term. I'll own this car for 7+ years, and put probably 300,000 plus miles on it, and just I'm going to try to own this car for 10 years if I can. Really, I want to own it for as long as I can. I want to squeeze as much out of it as possible. But it's so practical. There's plenty of space. It's great. It's absolutely great. Yeah, if you're anything like me, you have an active lifestyle, and even if you work in the trades like I do, I do construction and demolition, and I also do Uber. Hey, there you go. It's great for Uber, but it has plenty of space. I don't need a work truck, because the company that I work for, they have trucks, so I don't need to have my own work truck. Yeah, it's just I have really nothing bad to say about this car. One thing that I've noticed is the Bluetooth. I'll make a separate video on this with my dash camera, because I can't record this on my phone and display what's going on with the Bluetooth at the same time when I'm on my music app, YouTube Music, Google Play, whatever it may be. and I transition, like I press the home screen or I press back or I go to a different app, there's about a half-second dip in the sound. So the sound will go away for about half a second and then come back. And it's just kind of annoying. It's dumb. It's nothing that I'm gonna lose sleep over, whatever. I can't listen to music for half a second. Oh, boo-hoo. But it is a little annoying, especially being this is like a $40,000 car. That's just stupid. Materials are pretty good. Sometimes I wish it was a little more luxurious. It's pretty plasticky, but it's nice. This is definitely a nice place to be. The seats, I know a lot of people have talked about the seats in the Bolt. The seats, it's true, they are not the best. I do feel this this metal plate in the back, in the back side here. So I got seat covers because A, I don't want to wear out the leather, and B, I want a little more padding, but I did put a little back pad here I got from Costco back there, and now I don't feel it at all. But yes, it is true, the seats are not that good, and at least that's been my experience with my Bolt. I don't know if they changed that in the 2018s. Mine's a 17. So yeah, if you have an active lifestyle and you're looking for something that's incredibly efficient, you drive a lot, definitely look into the Bolt. If it's out of your price range though, definitely look at a C-Max. I think the C-Max actually has a little bit more space inside, but the C-Max, definitely a fun hybrid to drive. I think that you would be pleasantly surprised driving one. They're quite peppy. Plenty of space. Handling is surprisingly good in the C-Max, actually. It's, like, you can tell it's a hybrid, but it has so much get up and go. It's great. It has 187 horsepower. I think only about 130 foot-pound of torque, but it's good. It's really good. So if you're looking for something like this, don't rule out the C-Max. If the Bolt is out of your price range, get the C-Max. Seriously, I think the C-Max is a great car. It is fun to drive, and if you drive one, I think that you'll see that for yourself. So yeah, thank you.